Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Paris. Just over 3 weeks ago, we presented to you the new Golf in Berlin, and we had some very famous guests there already, and they're here again. Looking to the back of the audience, I see that we have the chairman of the supervisory board of Volkswagen AG here, Professor Ferdinand Pirch, and his wife Ursula. It's nice to have you here. And if you were in Berlin, and if you were at the group night yesterday evening, I'm sure you saw that our chairman of the board of management, Professor Martin Winterkorn, was in Berlin and is in Paris to drive the Golf onto stage personally. So he's here again today too. In addition to that, we have the chairman of the supervisory board of Porsche SE, Professor or Dr. Wolfgang Porsche, and the chairman of the Works Council of the Volkswagen Group, Bernd Osterloh. Welcome to all of you. And the German Automotive and Industry Association is always represented. This time it's the managing director, Ulrich Eichhorn. Welcome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all these guests of honor will be here at the different press conferences for the group brands because it's important to them to be at all of them, and I'd like to invite all of you to go to all the press conferences. If you recognize the music, it's a yellow tune, and they are here with us. Welcome. And now it's time for the first global debut. We will now have the most economical Golf of all time. Dr. Ulrich Hackenberg, head of development for the group, is going to drive it in. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Golf is the most important product of our group, and it's no wonder because more than 29 million Golfs have been sold, making it one of the most successful cars of all time. Of course, the challenge therefore was very big with the 7th generation to not just have another great car, but to have the best car in its class. And you only can do this if you define clear goals. We wanted to make the new Golf lighter. Now, the new Golf is lighter by as much as 100 kilograms. We wanted to make the new Golf more economical. The new Golf is more economical, up to 23% more economical. In addition to that, the new Golf is even safer, even more comfortable and refined, and it has numerous assistance systems as well. We wanted to make the new Golf more intuitive to drive, and we succeeded in doing that with the new touchscreen display with the approach sensors. In the development of the new Golf, we were facing major challenges. The new Golf is supposed to be a perfect all-round car with room for the entire family, and at the same time we wanted to be very frugal. Ladies and gentlemen, the most economical Golf of all time is what we have here in Paris. It's the new Golf Blue Motion. It's driven by a 1.6-liter TDI engine that produces 110 horsepower. With this engine, the new Golf Blue Motion is a real 3-liter consumption car. It has CO2 emissions of just 85 grams per kilometer. Thus, the consumption of the Golf Blue Motion was reduced by another 0.6 liters per 100 kilometers, and this is a reduction of consumption by 15%. As a result, the new Golf Blue Motion is a reflection of our continuous progress in technology and engineering. This progress, ladies and gentlemen, is something that people can afford too, and this also is typical of Volkswagen because we democratize progress. Progress, though, is achieved not just with our very economical cars at Volkswagen, it's also done with our very sporty cars, and we've been doing this for 36 years now. And I would like to mention just 3 letters here, GTI. The most economical car in its class. It is a true engineering feat. It's a contribution to active environmental protection, and we're happy that our colleagues from Greenpeace have reacted, and they're giving us some compliments for our wonderful technology and engineering. Thank you very much for that applause. And now we'll continue with the GTI because it's a great car and the most economical compact sports car in its class. Let's have the GTI on stage.
Merci bien. Et voilà la tricolore.
There you see France's national colors, and I have two rally and racing idols here. Sébastien Ogier, one of the most fastest rally drivers.
Jackie X from Belgium, also French-speaking, so we are here united in France, and let's have a little talk about your perspectives and also about the fact that when the original GTI came, you were not born for 7 years. When was the first impression you got about the GTI?
Yeah, for sure. As you said, I was not born, but I'm sure that one day I dream to get a Gold GTI. It's one of the best sport cars in the world, and maybe I will get this one. Now I was too young to get the first one, but now this one is look really nice, and maybe I will get this one.
But everybody knows that the real car you're looking for is a WRC Polo to be driven in the World Rally Championship. Tell us a little bit about the status and the progress for testing and for your first out in Monaco.
Yeah, we are testing a lot, actually. We are really busy with that, and we all doing our best to be ready for Monte Carlo. Now it's 3 months left, and we really hope to be performant to start the season next year. And yeah, I can tell you that step by step, the performance is coming.
Now I have again an age question. Jackie, don't be angry on me. You're a timeless legend, and I look back on the year 1976. And I guess you were driving a Porsche 936 in Le Mans, I think for the 3rd win. So when was your first touch with the Golf GTI?
Well, good morning, everyone. Bonjour à vous tous. As Peter said, in 1976, I was in the Le Mans straight line Les Hunaudières with a legendary car, the Porsche 936. And as you were mentioning at the same time, it was the launch of the Golf GTI. No question, if you have produced roughly 25 million Golfs since the start, for me the memories of the GTI was launched in 74, 56. Well, it was a car, 1.6 liter, 800 kilo roughly, 110 horsepower injection, and it was a dream car at the time, but nobody knows it was going to become such a legend.
Yeah, Jackie, we all know that you've driven everything with 4 wheels. It was Paris-Dakar, it was Formula One, it was also some kind of rally, it was Le Mans, and it was not very, it was really unsafe sometime. But now I ask you a personal question from nowadays. You're ambassador for the Volkswagen Group, and if you now approach a car, you see a car like the GTI, what is important for you?
I think, Peter, you're right. The success in different categories depend totally from your surrounding. I was surrounded by the right people. Actually, I do feel that being your ambassador of the Volkswagen Group is a real privilege, because all during these last few years, I've seen you growing, I've seen you doing this incredible success, and I understand much better now why it is GTI is such a perfection. It stays in the tradition, but I know the people behind it, and I truly believe the success of these cars today are totally depending on the engineer, the mechanics, the people of the Volkswagen Group.
Thank you so much, you both. We all wish you from our heart a very good start in the season. Looking forward to you competing in Rally Championship. And Jackie, it's always a pleasure to have you on stage. Now I release you both for a moment, because we have to switch now to a guy who is responsible for the success of GTI. So bye-bye, enjoy the time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah, we were talking about people, and the GTI is our spearhead. That's what Martin Winterkorn said yesterday. He put it very appropriately, and we, of course, had the economical spearhead, the Golf Motion. But now back to sports. Dr. Ulrich Hattenberg, Head of Engineering. Come on back up here. Welcome. Dr. Hattenberg, you have great affinity to motorsports, and I think you see that when you look at the GTI, and I think there are some fundamental changes in the new generation. Well, we'll have 2 versions. First of all, the normal GTI that will already be sporty, 10 horsepower more, 220 horsepower, accelerates in 6.6 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, and it will have a new steering system that's a little bit more direct, progressive steering, it's called, and when you're maneuvering, when you're parking, it's very helpful too. So we thought of comfort and refinement too, but of course mostly sportiness with its new engine, the GTI, has outstanding performance and low weight though too. That helps the GTI, of course, so it is much more sporty. Well, that's a good cue, the weight. We have to look into the history of our group. Let's remember the ultralight Porsches that really drove circles around the heavier cars. But consumption, that's very important, like you said. Yeah, low weight, the new engine, they help the sportiness, but they also help reduce consumption. We've got consumption of just 6 liters. That's 1.3 liters per 100 kilometers less than the predecessor. So it's fun to drive and you save too. Yes, and there's something about the running gear. People say, well, front-wheel drive isn't sporty. You have some special ideas there too? Yeah, we came up with some special ideas. We have a performance version of the GTI that has 10 more horsepower, 230 horsepower. It goes 250 max, and in addition, it has an electronically controlled lock so that the cars won't spin in a curve. Really pulls right into the curve, and then we have bigger brakes, 17-inch brakes. And of course, if you are driving sporty, maybe on a racetrack, that really helps a lot. Well, according to what Sebastian said, he'd really like to take that car along. When can we get the GTI and the Blue Motion? When will they be available? Well, the GTI will be available next year, early next year. The Blue Motion too. Here's an interesting fact. We're testing these cars on the Nürburgring, amongst other places, and this package that I just told you about will give us 13 seconds on the Nürburgring of improvement. It's incredible. That's worlds apart from other times, and the sporty drivers here know that. Okay, in summary, the spring will be green and sporty, and now let's all come up on stage for a last picture. Jackie Ick, Sebastian Auger, and the designers, and then we will continue to be sporty and economical here at the Paris show. I'd like to say join us at our other press conferences for the other brands and have a nice, wonderful day here in Paris. Thank you for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending the Volkswagen press conference. Please join us on stage to take a closer look at the cars. Use this opportunity to take photos.
We are not so. Also we are friends. Well,